So what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nistro here, and we are back. You guys asked for me to do a replay video or to show some games, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys some replays that I played testing out this deck on YGO Omega. We're still low rank, so these games aren't going to be particularly amazing, but they're still going to show off like what the deck can do, especially through hand traps and through different situations, and we're going to get into all that nitty gritty. One thing before we start is I did swap out the small world for legendary secret because I realized that to turn Genba into a proper asceticism target, this is a level 4 with 500 attack. So this actually turns both of these, makes asceticism into your Lord Qian, and this is always going to be your goal. Going like the first thing that you want to do, this is going to be your goal. Besides, you know, Invoker. I'm probably gonna replace Gandiva. It just doesn't come up enough. I still need to play more games to figure out what these last two, but I think maybe Excalibur might be good here, or either Excalibur or a level 8 Synchro. That's what I'm thinking. Other than that, we're gonna get straight into these replays.
Let's rock.
So starting off our first game right now, this hand looks kind of weird because it's like it's just straight monsters, and in a deck of almost 30 monsters, you'd kind of expect that. But start Kageki, go for the Anarchist Monk, and I did it this way because, and this is something I realized after, I could have summoned Genba, and then on the summon Genba, I could have summoned Secret, and then still summoned Anarchist Monk, and then made Qian that way. But it's all right. Either way, we still got our double search, the tactical trainer, asceticism, and then go for Qian. Add the double assault, special the Genba, get the legendary secret, go for Trisk, go for Visas, and yeah. Basically, the only difference is that if I would have started Kageki, summon Genba, I would not have had to have used my double assault, and I could have saved it for summoning Anishi on the opponent's turn. That's really the only difference between the end boards. So they go first, and they're playing Sylvans, and I thought this is really interesting. I don't know what half this new plant stuff does because nobody plays plants, let's be real. So they started with Sylvan Charity, and then it went Rose Princess. It drops and it adds the field spell, and I'm like, I'm not going to negate that because I read the field spell and it doesn't do anything I'm concerned about. So he goes card advance, and I'm like, okay. He gets to stack the top of his deck. I mean, in Sylvans it makes sense, you're excavating a lot. And then he goes White Rose Cloister, and it lets him summon Rose Dragons or plants from hand, and it lets him do something for his draw phase. And I'm like, okay, I don't need to negate that. So I let him go through with it. He goes and summons the Sylvan Lotus Wain, which lets him excavate. And I'm like, I only have 3 interruptions, and he still has like 4 cards in hand, or he still has like 4 usable cards. I don't think I'm gonna negate this because, yeah, it didn't feel like a threat to me. I wanted to see what else he had going on. So he milled 2 different things. He milled the Sylvan Peacekeeper, which is one I remember I used to play Sylvan, so this one's familiar. But when it's excavated and sent to the graveyard, target level 4 Lord plant in graveyard and summon it. And then he's gonna summon out his Cyclos. And then he also had Fangly the Soldier Palm, and when this is sent from deck to grave by a monster effect, it gets to summon itself and then half the attack and defense of one monster on field. So he targets my Lord Qian for that, and then he gets to revive the Cyclos. And then Cyclos gets to drop 1 on summon to add an insect or plant tuner from deck to hand. And that I said no to because I'm like, okay, I'm already halved, and so I might as well get some use out of this Qian negate before he tries to like do something else. So I'm gonna stop that, right? And it's also, he's dropping a card from hand. So I figured like this is like the best time to use an interruption because then he loses 2 in his card economy instead of just 1. So now he gets to normal summon the Princess Sprout, and then he's gonna go into the Rage Rose Witch. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention, I even forgot to mention it here. Oh, they don't show it here, but when you're in a duel, they do show when your synchros have the lingering effects from Tactical Trainer or Anarchist Monk, right? So this Shien was made with Anarchist Monk plus Kageki. That means that Shien lowers all of his levels by 1. And this Shien was made with Tactical Trainer, which means all his monsters lose 500 attack. So because of that, his monsters were like off level, right? Now this guy's level 1, so these two aren't changing level, but this guy's level 5 normally. So to make his level 6 synchro, he had to sacrifice all 3 monsters instead of just these 2, which is crazy. So now he gets to summon Rage Rose, which seeing this thing only have 1600 normally and him still summoning it in attack mode is crazy, or them still summoning it in attack mode is crazy. This card synchro summon, you can send a face up or send 1 plant from each deck or extra deck to graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon from extra deck for the rest of the turn except synchro. And then if a card on field is destroyed by a card effect, well, this card's in your graveyard, special summon this card. It's like, that's cool. Now, what's really cool is that Cyclos gets to come back. If a plant or insect synchro monster is special summoned while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon it, but banish it when it leaves field. It already attempted to use his first effect, so that's fine. So it's not like he'll get another search again. But he comes back and it becomes level 3 thanks to Shien, and he also gets to mill his Bramble Rose thanks to Rage Rose. He gets to revive plant tuners from graveyard, and he also milled his Vengeful Witch. And Vengeful Witch, when it's sent to the graveyard, discard a card, summon a plant with 15 or less defense from deck. So there's a lot going on here, but he's gonna attempt to use Vengeful Witch, and again he's discarding a card, and I'm also seeing like he has nothing else left in hand or field besides these 2. So I'm like, okay, the only thing I'm scared of here, or not even scared of, the biggest thing he can go for here, besides like XL Synchro Stardust Dragon, is Crystal Wing. And Crystal Wing I think I'd be fine against. So now it's like I'm kind of out of negates, or Shien is still alive, but it's like now that I've seen everything in his hand, it's like he doesn't have any more spells and traps left to activate, so this Shien isn't going to do much of anything. So he banishes Bramble Rose, he revives his Soldier Palm, and then he goes into Crystal Wing. Now I'm a little curious as to why he preemptively Bramble Rosed when he could have saved it for you know, follow-up or something, but whatever. So he goes into Crystal Wing, it loses 500 attack thanks to Tactical Trainer summoning the OG Shien, and now he gets to attack into this Legendary Lord Shien, but this one, if he would be destroyed, you can destroy another monster you control instead. It's similar to the old ones, except the old ones only let you destroy other 6 samurais, whereas like the new Shien lets you destroy any monster instead, so that makes Visas the perfect thing to destroy, because you really don't care about Visas. So now he goes straight into end phase. All I'm staring down is a Crystal Wing, meaning that all I have to do is just summon a Nishi, bait it out, and then just negate it with Shien, and then I probably just get it from there. Before the end phase, I do reframing effect to put back the Trisk. You really don't have to do this. Like, this is really just because I could, right? Like, just because I didn't have to, right? So I normal to Nishi, immediately uses effect, target Crystal Wing uses effect to negate, and I'm like, do I have to use Shien negate on this? Like, is there a world where I let him negate and destroy this? Because I just drew Double Assault, right? So Double Assault could special summon back this Anishi, and then I could banish 2 more 6 samurais, target it again, so I don't have to use my Shien negate. But I'm like, yeah, you know, it's just easier if I use my Shien negate. And the reason why I say that is Double Assault, you can only use 1 effect per turn. So if I would have did it that way, then I would not have been able to use its effect to revive, or not to revive, but to add a monster back from hand. Now, that being said, Crystal Wing was just destroyed. Rage Roach gets to come back, because if a card on field is destroyed by card effect, she gets to summon back. And then his Cyclos as well gets to come back, because a plant or Insect Synchro was special summoned while he was in graveyard. Thankfully, he had no cards in hand. Also, this card's kind of insane. Like, the fact that this gets to come back. So I used Double Assault's graveyard effect to add back Tactical Trainer. And I could have added back Genba. I think Genba probably would have been better. I could have sequenced it where I banished a Legendary Secret, and then add back Genba, normal Genba, special secret, and then now I can like synchro into synchro Onishi and then bounce his whole field to hand. But that's what I'm gonna do anyway. So I'm gonna make synchro Onishi, and then synchro Onishi, you know, on summon he gets to banish any number of 6 samurais, target that many monsters your opponent controls, send them all back to hand. Now this would not be game because the Shien is halved at this point, and this one only makes him gain 500, so it would have been 22, 3,000, and then 17. So they would have had another turn actually, but they still surrendered there anyway. But I did have double assault to like Book of Moon, and to oh, this gets banished when it leaves field. I forgot about that. So so actually me bouncing this was correct. So actually they did not have that good of follow-up, because if this would have went back to hand, it could be argued that this was good follow-up, but it left. So that first one was just a casual match. So now I'm hopping into ranked. We're going trainer, keys on, make our Lord Shien, and then trainer add double assault, Shien add anarchist summon, asceticism. Thankfully we already had it, so we can go for another level 6 synchro. We make Trisk, summon back tactical, anarchist monk, add another asceticism. And the reason why I did it this way is because I didn't think cunning would actually be able to come up here, so I decided asceticism would be stronger. Like, cunning's better if either you can't keep extending after you go for Visas, or if you have Kizaru in rotation. That's when cunning's best. Asceticism is still really strong, so that's why we still play it. So I went double assault, bring out the Hatsume banish 2, go for monk, and then we're gonna go monk, bring out legendary secret. So this way we can go keys on, using our 2 level 3s. And unfortunately we can't use keys on for a synchro summon or for anything here. It's kind of just gonna sit there. And then we use Visas plus legendary secret to make vengeance, because, you know, it's level 12. We set our reframing, and thankfully reframing came up immediately. The fact that people can main deck Dark Ruler no more is kind of insane. Also, it didn't hit me until like their turn started, but I'm like, this dude's playing 11 cards in their extra deck, and we're on ranked. So they go fusion deployment, attempt to summon Albaz. So they Albaz effect, and I'm like, okay, Albaz shouldn't work if I remove it from field. So I keys on to pop it instead of trying to negate it with Shien. And that worked. And then they went Dracotail Malulu. And I'm like, holy shit, I might be in over my head. So he goes Malulu to fusion, I Shien negate. And then he goes Rahu, and I'm like, oh, cool. Well, he gets to make the Dracotail anyway. And this is where I'm a little confused, right? Because he goes like Arthalion, he gets to target field or grave up to the number of monsters used in hand. So he's gonna target his own Albaz for some reason. I don't know if I would have did that, but okay. So then he goes Pan and Malulu. So Pan gets to destroy a monster on field, and then Malulu gets to negate the effect of a monster on field. So knowing all of this, and these don't target, so I pretty much just had to do it like now or never. What I did is I responded with Vengeance, target his Arthalion to put it into the spell and trap zone, because this could currently be targeted and there was nothing stopping it from moving. And I also knew that since he already used Rahu and since he already used his normal summon, there was like nothing else for me to worry about until it came back to his turn. So Arthalion gets put in the spawn trap zone. I believe Malulu is resolving here, and Malulu negates Vengeance. And then he goes, Pan is resolving here and sets. And then Pan attempts to destroy Shien. And that's, if I was playing paper, I probably would have just destroyed Kizan instead. But the simulator reminded me, thankfully, that I could use Hatsume to protect. And that's exactly what I did, because I'm like, wait a minute, if I could just use Hatsume to protect, that's even better, right? Because then I just maintain the board presence. So after that, he passes, right? Arthalion was his last push, and it's only Albaz in hand. So he has a monster bounce and a spell negate. Yeah, this bounces a monster, and this negates a spell. So that's all we're looking at. So immediately, you know, turn start, he goes Horn, he gets to draw one, and I'm like, fuck, but it's okay. Normal summon Genba, attempt to add back the Kizan, go for Kizan, make Shien again. So we know that he doesn't have another Dracotail trap for Shien. I was a little worried that he might have had like an Imperm or something, but even in that case, I could have just turned Genba and Kizan into Crystal Wing, so that would have been cool too. Now we're gonna special out Tactical Trainer, and I knew this was game, so I didn't want to overextend, like in case he drew like a Nib or something. He got the game from there. I think it's because they started off so weird. Like, I think they should have went Negate Shien, Pop Vengeance. I think that would have worked out better for them, but we just had so much follow-up that it was actually harder for them to deal with what we had. Also, the 11 card extra deck, I don't know what was going on there. Like, you can't at least fill it with like some filler or something? I don't know, bro. Okay, so here comes game 3. I Perulia them, and they just go straight up Poly, and I'm like, okay, cool. They set one and pass. I'm like, well played. I mean, that sure is something you can do. DD Crow is funny because it does counter 6 Samurai. It just does so little. It's just such a low impact hand trap that, like, even in a low powered format like this, its power is questionable because it doesn't like stop me from playing the game. It just stops me from extending. And there are just certain hands where I don't even care if you DD Crow me, even though I need it. I need my graveyard to extend, which is crazy. So he goes Windbrum plus a set, and Windbrum is a negate because it can stop Fusion Synchro or Link Monsters effects. So we end up not drawing anything off the Perulia, which is fine because we already had Cosmic for the set, and the set was a Dracotail. Would have been able to bounce an attack position monster. Yeah, so actually Cosmic there was really strong. So then I normal summon Genba, Legendary Secret coming in clutch. This is like the second time in like 3 duels that Legendary Secret effect has come up. So now I make Lord Shien. He attempts to use Windbrum while I control this thing, which is like crazy. So I negate and destroy, and then they just scoop from there because yeah, there is no chance. I would have probably added Kizan. Actually, yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna add Kizan, special 1, special 2, and then make the Black Rose Moonlight bounce, and then Anarchist Monk would have added Cunning, and that would not have been game because Moonlight does not have over 3,000, but that would have been close to game. So it still would have been a really bad situation for them with only 1 card in hand, a Shien negate, and it just, you know, things were not looking their way. So now moving on to the next one, I wouldn't die roll again. I'm just very lucky. And now we're seeing it. We're seeing this stuff come up, right? People burning their Veilers or Imperms on Kaigeki when you already have the extender. It's like, feels bad. Now, I had to really look at this hand and think, is there any way I could turn this into level 6? And the answer was no. So what I did was I just went, okay, summon Tactical Trainer, bring out Double Assault, and I just set Double Assault, set Cunning, right? So as I was talking about in my last video, Cunning turns Shien into 2 negates instead of just 1. Now, Synchro Overtake is one that is, you have to be careful to negate this because it says they can only activate 1 per turn. Meaning if they had a second one of these in hand, they would be able to activate it. And I kind of took that risk knowing that that would be able to happen, but that's why I immediately went for Cunning. I'm like, okay, if he has another one of these, I'll just negate it again, right? So negate the first one, summon back our Shien, negate Synchro Overtake. Now he goes Killer Tune Mix. And I know how Killer Tunes work. I know Killer Tunes, it's like you Synchro from hand, but you need the monster to be face up on field. So I'm like, okay, let me just immediately Book of Moon the Kewl Tune mix and see where that takes me. So he gets to add the Q from deck to hand, and that's it. They just pass turn, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is actually really good for me because this means I can banish, add back a trainer, normal Hatsume, summon Legendary Secret, summon Tactical, and then that would have been more than enough to go for game right there. So Shien plus Cunning was enough in this format. Those 3 interruptions were enough in this format, which is great for me. And we even played through that Veiler. Like, that was a terribly placed Veiler, but to be honest, Veiler would not have stopped me doing anything that turn. It wouldn't have stopped me from summoning Tactical Trainer. It wouldn't have stopped this Shien. It wouldn't have stopped the other Shien either. And yeah, so Veiler is just not that strong against this 6 Samurai deck. So what I will say is that I did play a game 2 against this guy, where in that game 2 they went first and they ended up with a field of like Kewl Tune mix, and I Fuulos them, but I drew only Engine, so I didn't get any breakers to like stop their RS. But basically I was staring down, I got them to the point where I was only staring down the RS synchro and like nothing else. Like I played enough cards where I whittled them down just to that. But I had 2 monsters left on board who were both a level higher than they were supposed to be, and I lost in time trying to read every Kewl Tune card, figuring out which one was actually manipulating my level, and it turned out to be the synchro. So that's very dangerous. I feel like if I didn't win die roll in this set, this game could have been up in the air, or this set could have been up in the air, because that Kewl Tune RS synchro is insane, and I may need to come up with a better counterplay for it. Now, this is the pot calling the kettle hot, because when, you know, Shien has the Anarchist Monk as material, it does affect the levels of my opponent's monsters as well. So it does kind of, I am kind of doing the same thing, and I'm getting a taste of my own medicine, but it was just like realizing, but Kewl Tune is like, they get to play way more 1-card combos. Their ceilings aren't as high as 6 Samurais are, but they get to play way more 1-card combos, and they get to go into their end boards a lot more consistently. So yeah, so we started with Terratop. I couldn't activate Terratop to even bait a hand trap because we had Takatamborg in hand. I'm like, fuck it, let's just see where this goes. I don't play Fuma as well, so there was no way that I could make Dojo nib proof, or I can make this line nib proof. I just had to go balls to the wall. So I activate Invoker, it gets Veilered. I'm like, cool. Normal Kageki effect, it gets Veilered. Didn't learn from last game. I'm like, cool. Summon Tactical Trainer, make Shien. And here's what I did, right? Because I'm like, okay. So I attempted Tactical Trainer to search the quick play spell. They ashed that, so I'm like, okay. Dojo, I only have 1 level 3. What can I make? And I'm like, I'm staring down Shien, Anarchist Monk, and like nothing else. They're only gonna have 3 cards left. What would be the most impactful card that I can get right here? Anarchist Monk cannot search double assault. Anarchist Monk cannot search something that will get me follow-up. Instead, all it can search is Asceticism, which I can't access and still have a 6 Samurai on the field, or it can search Cunning. So here's what I did. I went Synchro 8 for Crystal Wing, and then I went Anarchist Monk grab Cunning. And the reason why I did it this way is his monsters are way more of a threat to me than his back row. Unless he like, even if he hard opened any breakers, because this is game 3, right? Like you have your breakers inside, or you probably sided them in. So Shien probably would have gotten clapped if I would have just left it on field by itself. And that's why I had to make the tough call to just say, okay, just make the Crystal Wing, set the Cunning, or don't even set the Cunning, and just pass turn. And they just scoop. It's like seeing the 3 hand traps in their hand. I'm like, okay, there's no way they have more than like 1 or 2 engine. If they had the the Kewl Tune quick play spell or the field spell, I probably would have been screwed, because then they could have just normaled 1, not use the effect, normal 2, and then activate effect, and then I still would have well, normal 1, normal 2, and then they could synchro, and then they could chain block, so they could possibly like pop, negate, Crystal Wing, and then chain block like their synchro from activating. So yeah, depending on what's in their hand, I don't think I'm allowed to see it. Like making a negate through 3 hand traps is kind of crazy. But to be fair, imperming the Kaigeki is really redundant in this deck. I have like 10 different cards that can special summon themselves. I have asceticism, I have trainer, like it's just an unfortunate like skill check, you know? Like you're better off saving your Veiler and using it on my Shien to force out the Shien negation. And at that point, you're gonna make me scared. If you use Veiler on Shien, knowing full well, and I mean Synchro level 6 Shien, knowing full well that it's a monster negate, I'm gonna think you have something else. I'm gonna think you have Nibiru. I'm gonna think you have something else with it. So always save your Veiler for Synchro Shien if you can help it, because these guys special summon themselves from hand. Like this is not 2011. Like I don't need Kaigeki to resolve. I need it to just stay on field so I can summon the next one. That's it. If anything, like Ghost Ogre would have been a better hand trap for this deck than Veiler would have been, and Ghost Ogre costs 4 points less. I know 6 Samurai isn't meta or anything right now, but like it would have did him better. This time I lost the die roll, but they still let me go first, so I was a little scared. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So we had the board to make, or we had the hand to make Synchro Shien, so that's what we do. We grab Asceticism, we grab Trainer, summon Asceticism, summon Trainer, activate Asceticism, make Shien, grab Double Assault, and it's like, since we already had reframing, I'm like, let me not overthink this, let me just go Cunning for double negate, Double Assault for both effects, and then reframing just as protection, you know, never go in without protection. And then they activate Gear Town, and I'm like, huh. As an ancient gear enjoyer, I feel like I'm the perfect kind of person to play against this deck, because I know exactly what to hit. So they start to go Catapult, and I know Catapult's too strong to let it resolve. So I'm like, I do what I did in the last game, where I went Shien, immediately chain Cunning, bring back the Shien, because I know he's probably going to have more spells and traps to activate, maybe Ancient Gear Advance, other stuff like that. So he uses his normal summon on Wyvern, and I use the Shien to negate it, because I'm like, at this point, the only other thing you could have, like, there's no, like, even if you had Urgent Schedule, Shien would have been able to negate it. If you had Statue, it's like reframing to deal with that, or even like Double Assault could deal with Ancient Gear Statue. So it's like, the deck's like a little too honest to not get checked, but yeah, at that point, I kind of just had too much. So post side, they let me go first again. Kind of drew a weird hand, but it works, right? He goes normal summon Anishi, special keys on, that turns 2 to get Trainer, make our Lord Shien before 5th summon, grab Anarchist Monk. Now, what I'm doing here is I could have made Crystal Wing, not Crystal Wing, Clear Wing. I could have made Clear Wing using 3+7. But I was like, let me do something a little nicer. Let me get this counter trap in rotation, because I feel like that's what's most important. You also saw me not resolve the Double Assault, because I wasn't sure if I needed it or not. But at this point, I'm kind of just freestyling. I'm not like pre-gaming what I need besides Visas. So I'm doing Asceticism now, because I feel like in case I'm able to get, or in case I decide to use Double Assault, I can get a Synchro Shien back on field. So Trainer, Visas. Oh, no. I can't get another Double Assault, because I did search this one. I didn't open this. So actually, I decided to save this and just go for the Duration instead, because initially thought like, okay, if there's a way I could keep 2 6 Samurais on field going into next turn, I can get both effects of double assault and then just revive Anishi and Book and Moon. But then I thought about it, I'm like, I think Jurashin is just a stronger card, rather than just leaving Visas plus Kaigeki. So that's what I did. So 6 cards in hand. I have 2 hard negates, board wipe, cosmic, and double assault. So here's how it goes, right? So first thing, the Ultimate Slayer. I have to negate that. There's no way I can let that go. Belong. They target Jiraishin, and I actually let it go through. And there's a reason for that. And that's because I don't believe Jiraishin is enough to stop what they can do. It's like I just folded immediately because I'm like, wait a minute. If I burn the Shien negate on this, what does it actually stop? Like, it stops Ancient Gear Advance, yeah. But their front row is like pretty resilient. It's not that resilient. I probably could have protected it, but I decided not to. I also said, okay, he just activated way where there's a will. This is like pot of prosperity for going second. This card's amazing, but it's very dangerous if it resolves. I have 3 cards on field, so basically they get to excavate up to the number of cards I control +1. Or no, just up to the number of cards I control. So they get to excavate 3 cards, add 1 to hand, and then place the remaining cards and 1 extra card from their hand on the bottom of the deck. So basically they go -1. It's a prosperity where they go -1 in card economy, because you activate this, right? So you're at 5 cards, you activate this, so now you're at 4 cards. You activate this, you grab however many, let's say it's just 1. So you grab 1, so you're back to 5 cards. But then you have to put the remaining cards and 1 more card. So you're going to be at 4 cards. You're going to look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, and then you're going to you're going to take 1, add it to your hand, put the other 2 back, and then 1 more. So you're still going to end up at the same number of cards minus the 1. So way where there's a will does not replace itself. It replaces other cards in hand. So that's why this card's a little shaky. And that's also why I was like, just let it resolve. Fuck it. Just let it go. And he saw another Ultimate Slayer, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, I should not have let that go. But he doesn't grab it. Likely meaning he doesn't play a second synchro target, which is great for me because, yeah, I probably should have cosmic'd this card, but it's alright. So he goes Catapult. And I'm like, okay, Catapult's fine. I can just negate the Dark Golem if he summons it. For some reason, like, if this were me, I don't know if I would have did this, because I was half expecting him to activate Gear Town before he went for Catapult. But he just pops his way where there's a will, summons out Dark Golem. No protection, no nothing. And I'm like, okay, just Shien negate that, because I can't let that resolve. That's too strong. Then he goes Tanker. And I let it go because I'm like, I want to see what else you have. And he goes Wyvern. I'm like, okay. He goes Wyvern. And then he gets Ancient Gear Advance. So what I do is I go for Anishi. And at this point, there's only 1 unknown in his hand. So I know that I have the Cosmic for when he activates Advance. And I also know that I cannot let both of these stay on field, because overlaying into a rank 4 could be Excidon, could be a bunch of different stuff. And unfortunately, I don't have any 6 Samurais in my graveyard to protect, even if it was Excidon. So that's where I have to take a chance and go for Anishi, bounce back the Tanker, because Tanker does have a second effect to pop the cards he controls to gain attack, and I don't even want that to happen. And then he attempts to go Advance, Chain Cosmic, and now there was just 1 unknown in his hand, I believe, and it just didn't get used. So now I get to, goes back to my turn. I draw Terra Top, like full odds Terra Top when Invoker is still in extra deck, and I'm like, wow, I'm so good. I'm so good at this game. Just normal Terra Top, and they just scoop. yeah, there just wasn't enough for them. There was a few wrong decisions I made that duel, but thankfully I didn't get punished for it. I was just erring on the side of caution. That's really what it was. And it wasn't that I played super wrong. It was more that some of my decisions were not fully thought out. And so I kind of just let certain things ride and just see where it got me, because there was so much, like seeing a 6 cards in hand or 4, even 3 cards in hand in a Ghost second deck could mean like breaker plus starter, you know? So that's why I was being extra careful. I'm like, let me save my interruptions for when I know something's gonna happen. And thankfully, because I know how Ancient Gear worked, I wasn't too scared of once he started playing engine. It was more when I didn't know what engine he had or what breakers he had that I started to worry. Now, for our very final duel of the day, thankfully I won the die roll. So, really cool hand. I got to go Shien, double assault for Kizaru. Kizaru add a Nishi because we have a second double assault, so we'll be able to summon a Nishi next turn. You go Anarchist Monk, Cunning for Trainer, go Asceticism. Now we're going to go into our Jurai Shin line, make Beezus get the counter trap. Jurai set to pass. So they immediately start D-Fissure, and I'm like, the fuck are you on? This would have been really good if they went first. Thankfully they didn't. And yeah, so they were able to activate D-Fissure. I decided to hold off on activating Jurai. I'm like, I'm not gonna trade that for a D-Fissure. And then they go ahead and set 4. And I'm like, okay, I can't really do much to interact. I'm just waiting to use my reframing. They don't summon anything, so end phase I double assault for Kizaru, and I Kizaru add Mizuho. Draw for turn. They activate Grave of Super Ancient Organism. I'm okay with that because Jurai-Shin's only on the opponent's turn, and I can't use Shien when you only have back row anyway, so it's fine, right? I do have a Nishi in hand as well. And then they activate Soul Levy. And this, anytime they're basically playing like discount Runick Stun just with this and D-Fissure alone. Because anytime I special summon, I have to mill my top 3. And then any monster sent to the grave is banished instead. So that means that if I summon, I mill 3 monsters, all 3 monsters get banished. And I'm locked out of attacking with my 2 strongest monsters currently. So what I did is I went double assault, add back a trainer. I went normal Kageki, see if there's any response. Nope. Special Mizuho. I got Hatsume Terratop mill, which is like, at this point, I have game on board, barring these 2 back row. So I really don't care. I really don't care if you banish like half my shit, because I basically have the ability to go for game. So I go for Mizuho to attempt to pop the Super Ancient Organism, just so I could attack with my bigger monsters. They go Freezing Curses. Now, call me crazy, but I decided not to reframing this because they still had 1 set. And this 1 set to me is more dangerous than not letting Mizuho resolve. Seeing that this was a Freezing Curses that was basically just an imperm, turn this last back row into a, I have whatever this last back row is, I beat it. It doesn't matter what it is, I always beat it because I'm going to summon Synchro Shien. So it's okay. It's okay. So thankfully, I summon out Tactical Trainer. I should have just made Synchro Shien here, but it's alright. The number was still on my side. I just wanted to see if they had anything for battle phase. The answer was no. So I made Synchro Shien. I banished 3 more. I pass turn. All they do is set. Ooh. So, yeah, they set 1, they pass turn. So now it comes back to my turn. And then they go Synchro Zone. And I'm like, oh, easy, just Shien negate that. And then it was a second Runick Freezing Curses. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Reframing. And then I just win. Epic win. So yeah, it was a really lame Runick Stun deck. Like, it was actually Runick Stun. It was like they were already kind of playing Runick Stun before they even activated a Runick card. which is crazy. And you can see it's like they surrendered before they took that last 2,500, or they didn't surrender. They timed out before they took that last 2,400, and then we sided. Game 2 they timed out again. I don't know if it was just rage, like you're playing like a lame ass deck like this, you know, get this shit off the road, bro. Like, so yeah, I don't know. They just activated 3 floodgates and then just said freezing curses, with 3rd floodgate being Synchro Zone. But Synchro Zone wouldn't even have saved them. It just would have gave them 1 more turn, because Xian would still have been able to attack. It's like nothing here would have saved them from getting gamed. It just would have given them 1 more turn. And then Anishi still could have bounced whatever he summoned, because it targets any face-up monster on field. So it's like, even if it was a high defense monster, it's like, okay, I still just attack the set, Anishi bounce, and then Xian attack directly, you know? So it's not even that big of a deal. And yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate I couldn't get rid of their Super Ancient Organism. I was trying to big brain going into the Anishi Synchro, but then I realized this only bounces monsters. It doesn't get rid of spells or traps, so couldn't do a lot there, or in that regard. But maybe Tornado Dragon could have been cool. But it's a rare situation when Kizaru stays on field. It's pretty rare that you're gonna keep Kizaru on field out of all the monsters in your deck. So big closing thoughts is this deck is scary. Kewl Tune is a really scary deck, and RS and Mix specifically, or Remix, excuse me, are going to be the 2 biggest threats I think that this deck has, on top of the Synchro quick play. It's like they're just, the fact that like these only and these aren't even the best ones. Why do these cost 5? These aren't even the best ones. It's like the engine is so good. You get to play Synchro Overtake because RS and Remix both mention their tuners, so it's like you just get to summon them, and then they both search each other on summon. So Synchro Overtake is a 1-card no normal summon, like basically full access to your engine kind of thing. I mean, not full access, but like, you know, you get to make like a really strong like first turn push interruption with Remix, because you basically just go like, okay, normal Rico or Mix, make Remix, opponent's turn, activate Remix, summon 1, add the other, it doesn't really matter, and then Synchro into RS, and then now you pop a monster, you pop a spell or trap, and you're sitting on an Omni Negate as well. It's like, that's kind of crazy, right? Like for 1 card, and Synchro Overtake costs nothing. All these cost basically nothing, and it's like Clip is like the least important Kewl Tune out of all of them. Q is like, yeah, it summons any tuner, yeah, and it stacks my deck. Wow, so scary, right? Like the point distribution just does not make sense at all. I mean, I know it encourages people to play Kewl Tune in Genesys, but they should have put more thought into this. But yeah, that's about it. Just a little Kewl Tune rant there. I mean, the deck is good, and I think Six Samurai is doing pretty well for itself too. Maybe a few ratios a few extra deck considerations I need to make changes on, but I need to play more of the format before I learn which hand traps are best. Like when I was playing against Dracotail, I was thinking like, oh, is Cosmic actually good into Dracotail? Maybe I should find a different removal. Like maybe it would Hate Trunade be better, because if I can bait out the spell negate, then Hate Trunade could get rid of all their other shits at once. But no, I think the deck fares pretty well for itself. It does benefit from knowledge checks as well. The list is still a little on the kookly side, but I like where it's been going so far, and I can't wait to try more of it. So if you guys enjoyed, this mini boy Nistro here, Card Trader, 5% off. Use code Nistro during checkout, and then Dueling Guard, you get 15% off for using my link in the description. Nothing else. Signing out.